Yo, what's up? What's going on? What's good, everybody? That's right. We are checking in here on June 9th, 2024. The Bison Source podcast here. Big ups for everyone that's able to listen in here live through the YouTube channel. Of course, if you can, hit the like button, hit the share button here as we have a jam-packed show. Definitely looking forward to our guests that are going to be coming on here to talk about their fights coming up on June 28th at the Entertainment and Sports Arena in Washington, D.C. Right? We got a great card that's coming up there that is with ProBox TV presented by No Excuse Promotions. As we're going to have a world title fight headlining there on June 28th as the WBA super featherweight champion Lamont Roach Jr. is going to be having his first defense against Feargal McCrory. And check it out. Right now, we got our great guest. He's coming on here with us as he has a record of 24 wins, 1 loss, 1 draw, with 9 victories by way of knockout. Originally from Washington, D.C., now residing in Upper Marlboro, Maryland. That's right, the reigning WBA super featherweight champion himself, Lamont Roach Jr. is here in the building. What's going on, man?
What's up, my guy? How you doing?
Oh, man, all good, all good. Very thankful for you to join us here as you have your upcoming bout against Feargal McCrory, man. Just to jump right into it here, June 28th, Entertainment and Sports Arena in Washington, D.C. Let's talk about this fight here against McCrory. What do you know about him and his background going into this fight?
I know that he's a fighter, man. I know that he likes to fight, undefeated. Obviously, he has aspirations of becoming a world champion. He, worked his way up to undefeated 16-0. So, I watched a couple of his fights. Looks tough and rugged. They think he's going to be able to. I guess he thinks he's going to be able to, bring what he has to the table to dethrone me. But, that ain't going to happen.
Yeah, I know he had like a couple of fights. His past 2 fights, I think it was, at the Madison Square Garden Theater in New York City there, where he got, a couple of, I think it was decision victories there. But, of course, this is a definite step up against you, the world champion there, Lamont Roach Jr., man. Now I wanted to, kind of like go back here because this is your first defense of the world title, but I want to go, first off, in reference to that actual bout against Hector Luis Garcia. It was a great performance, sound performance there. You're able to score a knockdown in the last round. But then, I was watching it live, and then I seen the thing with the scorecards. They were talking about split decision. I'm like, hold up, wait a minute, man, split decision, right? And then, you go through those scorecards, and then yes, they did announce you as the winner and the WBA super featherweight champion. But go to that moment when they were reading those scorecards, and you're like, split decision. Like, wait, what's going on here?
Yeah, when they was like split decision, I was like, I was like, not tonight. Don't do me like that today. Like, please. So it was crazy when I heard split because clearly, like, how I was feeling in the ring, I thought I dominated. Like, I thought I won most of the rounds, definitely, for sure. And I just felt it. I was beating them up, especially with the knockdown. I was like, oh, we got it. So when they said split decision, and then they announced some scores. They announced one scorecard for him. I was just like, what the hell? But when they announced the deciding scorecard, the last one that I think it was 116, 110, 117, 116, 110. I was like, it's no way they scored that many rounds for him. It's no way, especially when him getting knocked down. So I was like, yeah, we coming home. We coming home with that.
Oh, yeah, man, because it was somewhere I was like, man, like you pretty much like won the fight like clearly up into that 12th round, and then you scored the knockdown, and that pretty much like sealed it. So when I heard that 114, 113 in favor of Hector Garcia, I was like, man, what are y'all talking about?
Where possibly can he have got that many rounds? Like,
yeah,
that's crazy.
Yeah, it was wild, man. It's wild, and we finally were able to get the thing there with the WBA World Title, and it was a long road to getting that title shot to begin with. I remember, like, I think it was like something where they had like a press conference or a weigh-in or something for what it was like one of the beltway battles that they have over in the DC area. And I
Yeah.
with you, at that particular time, you were working on trying to get that fight there with Hector Garcia, man. And at that particular time, it looked like he was, really reluctant to, give you that world title shot, man. But now you're able to have that fight and get that world title. Like, what does that show about, your level of adversity, like working up to that particular point to fight for that WBA title and to win it?
Man, it's just a testament to my work, man. Hardworking. My team, I have a great team. They was behind me the entire time. Just putting in the work, man. Just putting in the work and staying the course. I knew that I'd be here one day. It was just a matter of time. So, regardless of how long he was going to try to push it back or do his little, the little tactics to think that they were going to get me off my game or whatever, ain't none of that work. I was locked in. I knew that I'll become a world champion that any night, any day that I got in the ring with him.
Yeah, and I think it was what like before that fight that he had with you, like he had the fight with Tank Davis. So it was almost, but you were already like the top contender there in the WBA rankings.
I was the mandatory.
Yeah, it was.
I
like
wasn't just I wasn't just the number one because I was the mandatory. Like he had to fight me. Honestly, I thought the WBA was gonna penalize him, but I guess they granted him a pass to fight him because he didn't defend his belt against Gervonta Davis. So that was the whole thing. Like you didn't defend your title at all. You didn't defend the title against your mandatory, or you didn't take a voluntary defense either to defend your title. So that was really what was the issue.
Yeah, because I think that was like the only way that they could have like held an exception at that particular point was him going up a division to fight for a world title and not defend his title, but at least you're able to get that chance and prove to the people that you're much better than him because like you were saying, it was almost like he was going in there too confident. You know what I'm saying? And it was crazy, because he was like, I think it was like a conference call or something like that, like media conference call that he was in, and he was talking about, this won't be my toughest opponent, and I fought this guy, and he's much harder than. And I was like, yo, man,
I was like, what's up with the? I was like, that's just straight disrespectful. I just, you know what I'm saying, like all that fueled me. Like, come on, bro, like them guys ain't nothing like me. Nothing like me, and I showed it.
Yeah, for sure. Now you're headlining this card here, Entertainment and Sports Arena, Washington D.C. There, and especially in like multiple ways, because not just with this being the first time that you're defending your title there in your hometown, but it'll be a family affair there, of course, with your father as your head trainer, but also your brother there, Jordan, is going to have his pro debut. How important was for you to like have not just your first defense there at the Entertainment and Sports Arena, but to also have your brother Jordan be there to have his pro debut?
Man, it's super important, man. It's very important. He worked his way up to being the number one amateur in the United States, and then going on to compete in international tournaments with the USA team and stuff like that. And his Olympic dreams didn't come true, but now that he's moving into professional ranks, I'm glad that I'm able to provide that platform for him to showcase his skills, not only just for the hometown crowd, but millions of people are watching the stream on ProBox. That's the thing. Like, I'm so glad that he get the opportunity to showcase his skills on this big platform such as ProBox TV, man, for his pro debut at that.
Yeah, for sure. And like I was saying there, you have your dad there as your head trainer. He's there also promoting there with No Excuse Promotions. So that'll definitely be a special moment. I'm like, thinking back because you've been hard at work for some time now, and like I think it was your 10th pro fight against Jesus Lule over at the Armory, the DC Armory. I think that was probably the first time that I like spoke with you, here on the Boxing Source podcast. That was 2016 DC Armory, man. that was the scene there too, because you know the DC Armory, man, it's always hot. They ain't got no air up
They
in
ain't
there
got
and
no
stuff like
AC.
that.
Yeah.
You know, no AC. You know, be a packed crowd and everybody's sweating and all that type of stuff. But you're able to, like I said, build up from from that particular point and to come to now and become a world champion, man. So that was definitely a great feat.
Man, thank you, man. I appreciate it. And that fight was a good fight, man. I fought a tough guy in Jesus Lule, but that was just like you seen how packed the crowd was, and when I fought, and it was a lot of people. It was a lot of people out. It was a good show. It was a real good show. I'm just glad to be back home, man. I'm glad to be back home, and it just defend my title. It just makes it so much better because now it's just like I've been had this city support, but now it's like the city's on my back. I'm the only champion from Washington D.C. Currently, so you know what I'm saying. Like that's what I'm built for. And if it, hopefully I'm not the only one for a long time. But if I have to be, I'll carry that torch.
Gotcha, no doubt there, no doubt. Now, going into your nickname, it's the Reaper. Like where you were able to get that nickname from?
It was just something that I thought that I was thinking of, like in the midst of my career. It's just like I didn't have a nickname at first, and when I was just thinking about it, I think I had seen something, and I saw it, and I was just like, man, this got a nice ring to it, but I'm gonna like I'm turning my career over like this too. Like this is what I'm embodying as a fighter. Like it's I'm not playing in there no more. Like no, it's everybody's going home, everybody's going away. I can't, you know what I'm saying? Like I got to do my job. I got to do my due diligence to live up to my name.
Gotcha, man. No problem on that. Now there's something here. Of course, with you being the WBA champion there at the super featherweight division. There's like one thing that kind of like came up that that I saw over the past week or so. It kind of like bothered me a little bit. Now, we talk about the thing there with the super featherweight rankings, and we got you there as the top fighter in the division. You got the what is it? The Transnational Boxing Rankings Board and like Ring Magazine has you with the top 5.
Yeah,
But for some reason, and I don't understand it, but this thing here with BoxRec, man, it's like
man,
they tripping. It got you at like number 22. I'm like, where in the world are they coming up
man,
with this stuff, man?
box rack crazy. Box rack's crazy, man. I don't know what they calculations be on. It is what it is. I'm not worried about box rack. I'm worried about my rack. I'm worried. I'm worried about handling my business. You know what I'm saying? Ring Magazine has me ranked in the top 5 at the 130 pound division. Soon I'm going to show that I'm number one, for sure. And then I think ESPN they a little biased too. They got all the top ranked fighters like high up in the rankings and stuff like that. But it is what it is. I'm gonna show them. That's all I can do is just show and tell. Like I said, all that is just like motivation and something to strive for because I want to be the best. So it ain't no knock to me. It ain't putting me down. It ain't even making me mad. It's making me grind harder to show that I'm gonna be that I'm the best fighter in the division.
Yeah, it just shows. I mean, it's like a motivation thing there. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, hey, you know what? I'm gonna prove all of them wrong. I'm the
Yeah,
number one fighter in the 130-pound division. Now,
yeah.
I see that in the background of there that you got, a basketball rim or something like that. Is that like your second favorite sport or your favorite sport outside of boxing?
Nah, my son plays basketball. Like is starting to play basketball. He's 2 years old, so he's learning how to play basketball. And I just got this one so I can put some shots up. That's all.
Uh, gotcha,
Yeah,
gotcha.
football is my second favorite sport now. And football was my first love, but it transitioned. And I'm a boxing guy for life, but football is definitely next, and then basketball.
Oh, of course. So you be rolling with the Commanders here over in the DC area, man.
Yeah, I'm putting my Commanders hat on, my hat on, but I'm a diehard Redskin fan. That's what I am. I'm a die Redskin fan, then I'm a Commanders fan. So
okay, so you be going back in the days of RFK Stadium right there in DC. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So yeah, most definitely there, man. Most definitely. Going back to the thing here, of course, June 28th, defended the title there against Feargal McCrory. And it looks like this could pretty much put you in the position of having some great matchups there in the super featherweight division, right? I know about the whole thing there with the WBC champion O'Shaquie Foster earlier this year, but there's also been some other names that have been brought up there. Some that are world champions there, like Emmanuel Navarrete, or even some competitors here within the area, like Jordan White had a couple of fights here in the area as well, and kind of like we're saying that he's coming up in the ranks there too. But out of all the fighters out there in the super featherweight division, name 3 fighters that you would like to add to your resume.
3 fighters that I would like to add to my resume, and specifically after this, definitely O'Shaquie Foster. Hopefully, and that's only if he stays, Emmanuel Navarrete, if he stays at 130. That's a super fan friendly fight. That would be a super fan friendly fight. And it's just something that I had to prove, because it's something that I got on my shoulder, because they had him ranked as the number 1 130 pounder, rightfully so. I mean, he was blowing through every. No, well, not rightfully so. He just came up. But anyway, O'Shaquie Foster, Emmanuel Navarrete, might say that for honorable mention or whatever, but we're gonna keep him right there. And then let me see who else. And then I don't know, honestly. Who's the IBF champion?
Oh, Anthony Kasase recently won
yeah,
the title.
Kakachi. Yes, there you
Kakachi,
go.
yeah.
The guy that beat Joe Cordina, and a lot of people
Yeah.
had Joe Cordina the number 1 super featherweight. So I was hoping that he won so we could clash. You know what I'm saying? So, but those guys, only champions. You know what I'm saying? Only champions, or guys that are that are proven champions, or you know what I'm saying, that are on a cusp, or former champions, or whatever the case may be, or in another weight class. Those are the guys that I want to fight in a higher weight class, or the guys that are champion in my weight class. Other than that, I don't want to fight. I mean, I'm not saying I don't want to, but I don't see myself fighting anyone who isn't a number 1 contender, or mandatory, or you know what I'm saying, or a champion. I want to unify. That's my goal. I want to unify.
Yeah, for sure. Big ups for everyone listening live here. You got a couple feds here that shopping up on the live chat. Brother Matt Gomez says, "Hey, he says he's always a fan of you there, and he said don't let the success of the thing there would just get the title get to you. Just keep going forward and keep pressing it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, for sure. I plan on being on top for a long time.
Yeah, for sure. And he asked, what top guys have you sparred?
What top guys have I sparred? I sparred a lot of people, dude. Overall, or recently?
Well, let's just say recently.
Recently, I've been all right. So let me say, for this training camp, as of now, I've been sparring with Mike Fox, Greg Outlaw, and Jaleel Hackett. I sparred Suleiman, the Southpaw.
Suleiman Sagawa?
Yep, Suleiman Sagawa, Southpaw 126. He's man, everybody knows he's a crafty, tough guy. He upset a couple guys and had a lot of good fights with a lot of people. Overall, man, I sparred the likes of a lot of people. You know who I've sparred that a lot of people don't know that I sparred?
Who was it?
Elijah Garcia.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I forgot all about that.
Up and coming middleweight right there, of course. Top contender there in the WBA, man. So, and he got a fight coming up to himself too. So,
Uh-huh.
That's definitely some good work with the young man there, Elijah Garcia.
Yeah, he a beast. I ain't gonna lie, he's a beast. I sparred him a couple years ago, but he's a beast.
Yeah, yeah. No, you were talking about doing work there with a lot of the local fighters out here. Michael Fox, Jalil Hackett. Definitely Jalil Hackett is a young upcoming fighter there in the welterweight division too. So you
Yeah.
definitely got those guys around here in the DC area. But you did mention a thing as far as like being a world champion here, Washington DC, with the story history in boxing. Like, what is it to like carry that there for you?
Oh man, it's good. It just feels great, that I'm a part of, a rich history. Um, I feel like carrying a world title amongst this city is just, and amongst this area, not just Washington D.C., but amongst the area is a great thing. I feel like I'm an example for the guys that are on their way, whether they're older or whether they're younger than me, whatever the case may be. I want them to be able to achieve the same thing. Like I want to put the spotlight on the area, so that's how I feel.
No doubt, no doubt. And you got like a one last question here through the chat, and I was going to bring it up. Would you consider moving up to the lightweight division after getting all the belts there in the super featherweight division?
Of course, of course. That's the those are it's a ticket up there. It's a lot of money up there to be made. So it's a lot of money up there to be made, and I want to prove that. Obviously, I can be a multi division world champion as well because that's one of my goals.
Yeah, for sure, for sure. I was pretty much going to have it wrapped up here for a little bit with you, but I got another guest on here with me that's here for a little bit early, man. Of course, going to be part of the fight card. They're of course 3-0. They're about with all of his wins by way of knockout. Also from Washington D.C. They call him Scooter.
Yeah.
Deric
Oh
Davis is up
boy,
here, man. What's
what it
up?
do? How you
What's up,
doing? How
bruh?
you doing? What's up, brother? You good?
I'm cool. What's up with you,
Man, I'm straight, man. Getting ready for the 28. You know how we get down.
man? It's about time. Yeah.
Excited, man. I'm
Uh,
excited.
Man, it's gonna be great. Like I said, entertainment and sports arena. Of course, you got Lamont Roach Jr. headlining against Feargal McCrory, and you're also gonna have Deric Scooter Davis as a part of this card here too. Man,
Hmm.
definitely getting ready for what's going down there. And what is it? This is gonna be your second or third fight. I know the last fight you had over there at the entertainment and sports arena. I think it
Yeah,
lasted like what 10, 15 seconds or
yeah,
something.
yeah, yeah,
Man,
yeah.
so I know you want to press the crowd once again, but sometimes hey, you don't want to get paid for overtime. So what
Yeah,
do you
for
think you
sure.
want to do here in this upcoming fight?
Man, I just want to put on a show, man. Like you said, Lamar's giving us the opportunity to be on ProBox. You know what I'm saying? Millions of people might be watching, and I just want to let people know, like, I'm here, man. Like, I'm for real. I'm a young guy coming up. I'm coming up behind him. He's a WBA champ. Like, he breeding a pack behind him. You know what I'm saying? We got Jordan, we got Ben. You know what I'm saying? We got the young boys coming up, and it's like, yeah, it's gonna be our time. You know what I'm saying? When he ready to go out the door, we gonna take over the throne. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I'm on. I'm
that's
excited.
that's exactly what it should be, man. I'm so proud of y'all, bro. I promise you, I am.
Oh,
Hmm.
yeah, yeah, for sure. Like I said, we're gonna have a lot of our local fighters here in the Washington D.C. area on. Of course, here with Scooter. Of course, camp here, Lamont Roach Jr., his brother Jordan Roach. You're also gonna have the debut of Ben Johnson as part of this
Hmm.
card as well. So you're definitely gonna have a whole DC fighters representing here in this fight card, man.
For sure. Yeah.
Yeah, a lot of young beasts. A lot of young beasts.
Yeah, man. I would say Lamar was one of them people, you know what I'm saying, growing up. He was one of the people that always just gave me game, him and his father, but for sure the fighter. Anytime I took a tough loss or anything, just always told me like, this ain't what you worry about. You know what I'm saying? When it's time for the money, that's when it matters. That's when it got and I would say it molded me. Them conversations really made me like you know what I'm saying, turn up in this boxing thing to really know, like, all right, okay, let me get focused. Let me really show everybody that I'm really one of them ones. And that's all my goal is right now. Like let people know like I'm special. You know what I'm saying? It's all about when I go into the ring, just showing them time after time that I'm special. And just coming up behind him, you know what I'm saying? A lot of people
Mhm.
I seen a post the other day, they kinda sleeping on these DC fighters. They thinking that we kinda like Oh no, I ain't like that. So I
You
mean,
got
it's
another
like,
thing coming.
Hey,
yeah, right. So I'm ready to show people like, all right, you run up on this crazy,
Yeah,
we gonna put you down. I ain't gonna lie.
yeah,
man.
man. I mean, I don't understand it. Like we don't have like a storied history here with DC fighters, especially recently. Over the past 10 to 15 years. I don't know why folks be talking like DC
Mhm.
ain't really got these fighters. Like, what are they talking about?
I
We
don't
been
know,
that. I
man,
don't know what's
for
going on. We
sure.
been that. Like been that.
Like, yeah, it's just time to show them. It ain't a whole lot of talking to do. We just gotta keep showing them. Keep
Yeah.
showing them every time these people get in the ring, like, oh yeah, he nice, or he nice, and they just gonna start seeing this come up. That's why I said it's the young guys' turn. You know what I'm saying? He's leading the pack, and at this point, you know what I'm saying, we right behind him. We letting everybody know. We got, like you said, he sparred with Jalil. Jalil gonna be doing this thing soon. Like, we
Mhm.
leading the pack. Like, we not playing with these people. We about to take over this boxing thing in the area for sure. Just wait
Well,
on it.
yeah. Yeah, I did mention the thing there with Jalil Hackett. He does have an upcoming fight July 13th over in Philadelphia, too. So definitely
Yeah.
looking forward to that one.
Hmm.
There. Now we have one question. He says, like, okay, Lamar, what advice would you have for Scooter here, coming up in the pro game? Like what things to focus on and
All
what to avoid?
this.
I already done gave him a whole lot of. I already gave him a whole lot of advice, man. He know what's up, man. Just
Yeah,
stay true to your craft. Stay true to your work, man. It's gonna show. All it is show it. One thing it's gonna do. All the work that you've done in the gym, outside the gym, whatever the case may be, how dedicated you are, all that's gonna show in the ring. All you gotta do is continue to get better every time. Every time I'm a world champion, I still want to get better. I
for
want to get
sure.
better every day. So that's the thing. It's not being stagnant and continue to work. He know what it is.
I ain't gonna lie. I remember when he was going for that world title, he was coming to the gym to spot. Like, it was just different. I told my father all the time. Like, I'm like, hey, Dad, you gotta come up here. You gotta see this. Like, he just had this look in his eye, his punch velocity, his mind, like everything was different. It let me know, like, he don't even really have to say nothing no more, because I look at it in his actions like, okay, that's what you gotta do. When it's time to go to that next level, it's like it's another gear you gotta kick up to. It's like, all right. And again, I'm a sponge with it, so it's not always verbal, it might be non-verbal. I just see little
Right.
things like, all right, okay, that's what you gotta do. So again, like I said all the time, I'm just following his lead, man. I see everything he's doing. He's one of the people that I always looked up to. You know what I'm saying? I'm following.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, bro, right now. I'm following your lead. Yeah,
Hey
I
man.
promise you, I'm following your lead. I mess with you. I mess with your father. I mess with your brother. Your whole family. Like,
Yeah.
y'all just always gave me love. A lot of people don't know they were the first people to put me on my first pro debut card and made me the
Mhm.
main event. You get what I'm saying?
Mhm.
So I love them guys. Like, they are just one of them people that if they call me, they need anything, I promise I'm running there. I got them for sure.
That's gonna be
Yeah,
a hell of a ride, bro.
yeah, that's part of it. No excuse promotions, of course. Led by Lamont Roach Sr. there, and
Hmm.
you got this card coming up June 28th, Entertainment and Sports Arena, Washington D.C. Of course, headline with Lamont Roach Jr. defended the WBA Super Featherweight Championship against Feargal McCrory, and yes, you're gonna have Deric Scooter Davis on
Yeah.
that card, so he's definitely gonna be showing up and showing out there. Now, Lamont, I do want to like bring this up here. Like I said, with it being a family affair and everything like that, and you're able to defend the title there. You go in there, you handle business, and you get the win. And one thing that I didn't necessarily touch on before Scooter got on here. Of course, you had your cousin that was there as a trainer sometime back,
Yeah.
Bernard Roach,
Yep.
and he tragically passed a transition in 2017. Like, what is it to like carry on his legacy and tradition there, as he was able to teach you, while coming up as amateur pro, and then having your father there with you right now.
Man, it's just like every day it's just like it's not like he gone. His presence is always there. What he instilled in us it will never go away, and it's the reason why we are the way we are today. You know what I'm saying? If you knew him, if you knew him, you knew that he had the ability to light up a room in 2 seconds,
Hmm.
no matter what, and he'll make the saddest person turn their frown literally upside down,
Hmm.
bro. Like, so the impact he had on us is just it just doesn't go away. It shows in everything we do, the way we move in this boxing game, the way we move outside, in real life and stuff like that. So it's just like he was a character developer, he was a lifesaver, and he was a champion in his own right. So that's why we continue to do what he does.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, no doubt, no doubt. Definitely keeping his memory alive there, and you just keep going there. Of course, building your legacy here within the 130-pound division, and then maybe in the future there 135. But that's something here.
135, 140,
You know,
147. If I grow a half an inch taller, 150, 154.
Not happen.
yeah, man, yeah. And of course, we got, of course, our guy Scooter here, of course, 21 years old here, like I said, 3-0, ready to go 4-0. And I've seen that, you've been, very active, not just, here in the pro game, but, also through the team combat league, the DC Destroyers, man. Like, you've been there, having these pro bouts and then these things here with the team combat league. Like, how do you like being in the ring that often now?
Oh, right now it's everything to me because now I'm learning hands on, you know what I'm saying, what it's about to be a pro. You know what I'm saying? Why you have to go with abstinence of not messing with these girls, why you gotta be locked in at all times and you know what I'm saying, 3 minutes. Dealing with headbutts, watching out for elbows, cuts, the different ways that people rugged fighters and I'm just learning on the fly. And that's the greatest thing for me. Is the experience is the best teacher. So going being in the ring for me is great, you know what I mean?
Yeah, you're able to stay sharp, not just being in the gym, working with, like Lamont Roach Jr., George Roach, and all those folks there, but you also get that, little experience there as far as like being there competing against other pros. And, like you said, you don't necessarily, give it to temptations because, hey, man, sometimes girls, man, hey, man, you know what I'm saying?
Hey man.
Like, no, but you
It's
like,
a
hey, man, I got to
sacrifice. It's
stay
definitely a
focused.
sacrifice, man. It's definitely a sacrifice. Just being a pro is all of being a boxer. If you truly dedicated to this thing, sacrifice is your best friend.
That's the only way you're gonna prosper, bro.
That's really what I learned, you know what I'm saying, becoming a pro and you know what I'm saying, leading to becoming a pro. You gotta sacrifice a lot. You know what I'm saying? Me
Mhm.
growing up, I never really got to go to parties or after school events and all that because it was the gym and home. You know what I'm saying? My father
Yeah.
wasn't going for that. He understood the foundation. He laid that foundation. Now I don't like to go out. Now I don't. I'm just really in the gym. Now I'm just really chilling. I might be playing my game, playing Warzone. We gotta run Warzone. I know you
Yeah,
be
we can do
running.
that.
We gotta
We can do
run.
that.
You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
we can
I
do that.
mean, that's it with me, man. I just love being in the gym. I love being a pro. I think this is one of the things that I was supposed to be doing already. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm just excited, man. This is my dream come true. This is what I want to do in my life. Everybody know what they want to do. Like, this is really what I wanted to do since I was 6 years old.
Yeah, I mean, you start off and you get that you get that habit basically of saying, hey, home, school, gym, home, school,
Mhm.
gym, and then you get used to it. So like anything outside of that, it's like, man, I ain't really into all that.
Right.
So you don't really
Mhm.
have to bother me with all that too, there, man. Now you're there. You had the thing there with the TCL Team Combat League DC Destroyers. You've been, putting in work with it over there at the Headbangers Gym, of course, well-known gym there in the DC area, man. Like, how is it to be around there with Coach Barry Hunter, Patrice Harris, and the rest of the team there at Headbangers?
It's amazing, man. They got so many Jews in the game. You know what I'm saying? They've been around a lot of fighters, a lot of experience. They just teach me all the tricks of the trade, man. Again, I'm a sponge, so I just like to listen to the old heads all the time and just you know what I'm saying, soak up the game, soak up the tricks what they went through in life, so I know to go this way and not that way. You know what I'm saying? It's a lot of things that just I like to be around a lot of wise people because I'm just learn. I'm a person that's just gonna learn from just listening. I'm gonna really sit there and listen. If you going doing wrong, I'm gonna go listen and do the right thing. You know what I'm saying? That's me. So I love being at the Headbangers. It's definitely a world renowned gym. The training is amazing. I just love them guys. They mean a lot to me for sure.
Yeah, no doubt, no doubt. And I'm gonna throw it over to Brother Lamar, bro. See if he has a question for Scooter here, real quick.
Mm.
What round you gonna knock him out in?
One. We
One?
can do that.
Okay.
Yeah, this
All
this
right.
is going early. We gotta
All
be
right. That's
this gotta be something early. You know what I'm saying? I gotta be. This is my pro box debut. They gotta understand. They
Yeah,
gotta understand what's going on. You
yeah,
understand that we not playing
yeah.
with them. Like, yeah, he going out and won for
That's the
sure.
perfect bet. I don't know if you seen the Pro Box fights on Wednesday,
Mhm.
the Wednesday that passed, but them jumps. That was my first time at a Pro Box show, bro.
Yeah,
I'm not even like trying to amp it because I'm fighting on Pro Box, bruh. When I tell you the jump was crazy, they had all good fights.
yeah.
The last three ended in, I think the last two ended in knockouts, but
Mm.
the one before that was a bomb burner too. They was just like that fights, bro. I'm trying to tell you, and the atmosphere just was crazy.
Yeah, that's what I'm most excited for. Like for me,
Yeah.
it's like I'm on a WBA world title fight, man. I'm like, I'm ready for that atmosphere, you know what I'm saying? To feel just them to call my name, seeing the crowd. Like I'm a Showtime type of fighter. So I love when it's a lot of hype and all that, because that's gonna make me turn up. So
hmm
I'm excited. And like I said, it's green flag activity, man. So you know what I'm saying? We doing about to
It's
do
like
our thing for sure.
it's all
yeah.
go. It's all go. Yeah, man. That
Yeah.
you talk about that fight card there, Lamont Roach. You were there in attendance at Player City, Florida. That's pretty much like around my home area, not that far from Tampa, Florida, man. They definitely be having
Okay.
good cards there.
Yeah.
And like you said, they had like stoppage victories in that last one in the main event, man. That was like one of the
Crazy knockout
of
of
the
the
year
year.
candidates, man.
Yeah.
Mm,
Because he got sparked in that joint, man.
mm.
So
Yeah.
yeah, but you definitely have exciting cards there on ProBox TV, and we're definitely going to have one coming up here on June 28th, Entertainment and Sports Arena in Washington, D.C. Like I said, y'all could get tickets through teamnoexcuse.com/tickets and also through Ticketmaster there, man.
Okay, and I
So,
got before we get off this topic, I'm gonna let the people know tune in right now. I got a little Father's Day gift for all the people who, cause I know y'all ain't getting nothing for y'all fathers right now. Not yet. I know how people are. I'm gonna have a promo code that's gonna be released, and I'm gonna release it on my Instagram. I'm gonna release it on my Instagram, and it's gonna take 15% off the tickets,
Ooh.
not including general admission. So all the people asking about the Ticketmaster fees and all this and all that. If you go online in the next 20, 30 minutes or so, you're gonna be able to enter this promo code and bring your dad to the fight. Get in a good
Mm,
seat. Now, like I said, it's not including general admission, but it will be 15 off all the rest of the tickets. And
right.
man, bring the family in, man. We're gonna have a
So
nice
we trying to
time.
pack this out
Yes,
yeah,
for
yeah,
yes.
sure.
yeah.
We trying
We
to
got to
pack this
pack this
thing
out. We
out.
got to pack this out here. That would be a great Father's Day gift there. For people to enjoy. Of course, it's going to be a great night of fights there on Friday, June 28th. Like I said, Entertainment and Sports Arena right there. So, once Lamont goes ahead and post that code, we're going to be sharing that code, of course, here over at the Boxes Source, man.
For sure,
Now,
for sure.
now, Scooter, now it said like your nickname from the jump, from when you came out the womb was Scooter, but
Yeah,
also you've adopted the nickname Mr. Sharp, right?
yeah.
Like tell the folks like how you got both those nicknames.
Scooter, that again, it was given to me before I even came out the womb. My grandmother seen it on a shirt before I was born while my mother was pregnant with me, and she was like, "Oh, we gonna have us a little Scooter," and it just came there from right there. The Shark nickname that came out I was born. In 2001, the movie Finding Nemo came out. So when I'm a kid, that was my favorite movie. Like I watched Finding Nemo over and over and over. Like I was one of them kids gonna go back, watch it again, after watching it again.
Yeah.
And I used to always get scared when the shark came out. But I used to like peek because I wanted to see, but he used to scare me. And I was
Mm-hmm.
small as a kid, so I always wanted that fear. Like I wanted people to be scared of me. So I always just loved shark. That was my favorite animals. But then I started thinking about it as I started to get older, like with my fighting style, like, yeah, I'm real cool and calm in the ring like a shark. And once I see that blood, now it's time to go get him now. It's time to get him out of there. So it just fit, man. It's shark season for sure.
Yeah, no doubt, no doubt. Now you pretty much like answered part of this question already, as you got Lamont Roach Jr. here, but like who are some other fighters that you looked up to, while coming up, or you would consider as mentors in the boxing game?
Um, like I said, Lamont Roach Jr. Definitely Lamont Peterson, Anthony Peterson. Javante Tank Davis when he came in. There's a lot of people again, Jared Swift. Her, a lot of people in the area was just my big inspiration. Not even if they had direct contact with me, but they was like, it's like you showed me that if you're from this area, you can make it somewhere. You ain't got to be, you know what I'm
Mhm.
saying, running the streets or
Mm-hmm.
doing like you can make it. And that was my biggest thing. Like I want to be one of the ones. I want people to know my name in Idaho and Wyoming and South Dakota. Like not just I don't want to just be a legend in my own city. So that and they showing me that like, no, you can make it. You know what I'm saying? You all you gotta do is put this hard work in, do this, and you have a chance. And that's all I want. I just give myself a chance to be great. And then we can roll the dice at that point.
Yeah, you named like a few more fighters here over in the Washington D.C. area. You know that either were world champions or current world champions right now. So like Roach Jr. was saying here, like, and you were saying like, hey, how can folks be sleeping on D.C. if we got all of these world class
I
great
don't
fighters
I
understand.
that
don't
you
know what's
with?
up with people.
I
I do
don't know
not
what
like.
was that.
I don't know what's going on with them, bro.
I don't know that kind of that really I ain't gonna lie that really rubbed me the wrong way. That was I'm like, oh, yeah, I don't know.
Yeah,
I'm
like
like,
folks
all
be
right.
talking about, okay, you got Philly or something like that, or you got New York City, or maybe some folks say around Michigan or whatnot, but they don't even mention DC. I'm like, nah, yeah, it don't make no
It's
sense.
crazy. It don't make no
It don't make no
That's
sense.
sense.
crazy.
Now,
We gonna get our due diligence though. We gonna get our respect again. This next group, this next batch, we gonna make everybody remember us for sure. So, and don't worry
yeah,
about it. Just let them keep talking again. We one of them. We from DC, so you understand. We gonna be one of them people. You know what I'm saying? You talk, we gonna come at you. You know what I'm saying? We not playing with you. So go ahead, keep talking. You just about to keep motivating us, and when we see you, it's gonna be a problem for sure. So
Man,
hmm hmm
it's going
now,
down.
excited.
yeah, you said shout out Adam Hurley says, hey, yeah, y'all's cool dudes, yeah, for sure, for sure.
Man,
Now,
thank you.
now,
Appreciate it.
Scooter, like in the amateur game, man, you've been in the ring there with a few notable fighters. One of them that's like stands out. There is Stevie Johnson out of Sacramento back in
Mm.
2016, right? Um,
Ah, you been following. You know something. Okay, okay,
yeah,
okay.
actually, I was actually at his pro debut over there in Sacramento some time back,
Yeah.
actually. There, but like, would you envision like getting back in the ring with him as a pro?
I mean, if it makes sense and he had to wait, we can get it on. Come on, man. I ain't ducking no smoke, man. That's one of my guys though. Him and his father really give me love. You know what I'm saying? And he give me love. We talk kind of time on Instagram stuff like that. But again, if the opportunity right, the money right, and he in my way, he gotta go. I ain't gonna lie. He
Yeah,
gotta go.
gotcha. I asked Lamar Jr. This before you got on. What's your favorite sport outside of boxing?
Oh, me football. I love football. Football was my first love. That's my father literally made me cry because I couldn't play football no more. I cried literally tears. You know what I'm saying? So right now, even now, I coach football now. I can't play no more, but I coach my little youngest. They actually went to the national championship. Not last
Mm.
year, but 2 years ago. I've coached 9U now. So football is definitely my first love, and then I love basketball
So
for sure.
where that with football, like you coach it, like what's the thing that either gets you motivated or riled up while you see kids out there in the field?
Say that again. The connection broke up.
Oh, like I was saying, what would you think is something like while you're coaching football that either gets you excited or gets you riled up while seeing your kids out there in the field?
Um, I ain't gonna lie. I love when they do stuff because they all their little celebrations is hilarious. You know the new TikTok emotes and all that stuff they be doing is just they just full of life, man. I love the kids. Just give me a whole different motivation because they don't look at me as Scooter the boxer. They just look at me as Coach Scooter. So it's
Mm,
just they love me. You know what I'm saying? So that energy makes me want to. And then when they see me fight, it's really like, oh, that's the same coach that you know what I'm saying makes us run or that's playing doing a little shadow boxing stuff with us. Like they love, you know what I'm saying? I love them kids. They give me just life outside of life. They just pure. So and a lot in this world, you know what I'm saying? A lot of things is just not pure, and the kids are pure. They ain't not
yeah,
tainted. So I love being around them for sure.
yeah, no doubt, no doubt. Oh, we got with some here with the basketball joints, man. They said who do you pick it, like the Celtics or the Mavericks here for the finals?
Um, huh. I'm going for the Mavs because I like Kyrie Irving. You know what I'm saying? So I'm pushing for the OGs this time. And I really feel like the Celtics got a little easy run to there. But
Mm,
ultimately I'm a DC guy for myself, so I'm a KD fan. So the fact that KD's not in it, it kind of hurts my heart. But that's how the way it goes sometimes.
yeah, yeah. He's been, he was putting in work out there, with the Phoenix Suns. So, we'll
Yeah,
see what he's going to be able to do to get back in it. He's, what out of he was like around the Suitland area though, when he was
C
coming
plus,
up. So,
C
yeah,
plus.
yeah. So I mean, yeah, we got to see what he's going to do here next year, man, because there's a lot of talk about him about what he might do here in the off season. But it
Man,
just
I tell
remains to
people
be
all the
seen.
time, I don't care what he do. I'm with him. I'm just a big DC guy. If you from the area, you know what I'm saying, I'm gonna root for you. I'm not a hater. I'm not a none of that. Like I love for people from my city, where I'm from, making it, because that show again is showing kids behind me like that you could do it. You know what I'm saying? You
Mhm.
could be one of the ones that could do it. And he's the inspiration to me that, you know what I'm saying, he made it out. He stuck to his
Yeah,
grind. He was all about hoops and he made it. You get what I mean? So that's a big thing for me. Definitely.
yeah, for sure, man. Because like you said, it'd be very tough out there, man. Coming up, whether it's around the Suitland area or like Southeast DC or like
Mhm.
whatever parts of Northeast too, man. It'd be crazy sometimes. So to be able to get out and be successful, man, it's a great thing. You know what I'm saying?
For sure, yeah, that's definitely just my biggest thing, man. I just want to be one of them guys that when they remember me, they look back like, man, he worked for it. Like, it wasn't nothing given to me in my career, nothing. I wasn't one of them guys that just, you know, what I'm saying, had handouts. I always had to work for my wins, or I was always in the stacked weight division, so all my titles are things I really had to dig down deep for or fight the best of the best. Like I remember just having last night, Xander Zayas just headline Madison Square Garden. Like that was one
Mm-hmm.
of my last fights in the amateurs. Like me and him got down.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That was again, most people don't know that, but these are fighters that I really had to fight. You know what I mean? I really had to see them in tournaments, and they know me. They understand. They still ask about me. Me and him communicate, you know what I'm saying, all the time. He's bigger now, so he's not in my way, so we could be friends. You know what I mean? So I'm communicating with him when, you know what I'm saying, anytime we go down Florida. He's just a good guy.
Mm-hmm.
But back to my thing, like it's a lot of these guys that I done fought or ran up against, or almost had to run against. They know me in the amateur, so my road was never easy. So I don't expect nothing to be easy in my life, honestly.
Yeah, gotcha. I mean, that thing there which you brought up with the Xander Zayas, it's like similar to back in the days when people bring up the thing with Sean Porter and him having to fight with Alexander Usyk in the amateurs,
Hmm.
man. So it's like people are like, "What? You mean he was able to fight?" Yeah,
Yeah.
yep, that
It
actually
was
happened.
it's
So,
crazy. Like literally, we fought, and then we fought in March. It was in the I want to say the Western qualifiers, and then by the JOs, I thought we was gonna have to fight again, and he had jumped up to 150 just like that. We fought at
hmm,
125, and he in a span of 3 months he had got his growth spurt, and it was like whoa. And at that point, he just took off. You know
yeah,
what I'm saying?
yeah, it'd be crazy sometimes, man. Like you get to around that young age or something like that, you'll have that spurt or whatnot. So yeah, either sometimes it like happens for when you go into other sports like basketball, you could be at like a point guard or something like that when you start off, and then all of a sudden you be out there like a power
Hmm.
forward by the time you
Right,
were senior
right,
in high school.
right, right. Exactly.
So that that's how I be ending up there, man. Now, going back to the thing there as far as like activity, man, because I think that I may have seen something where like after this, man, you want to get right back in it, man. So like,
Yeah.
is that your plan to like have about I don't know like 6 fights this year or something? I don't know.
Um, my plan is just to get fights. I don't really have a number. I just want to again just been able to get my name out there, getting the experience. I'm not rushing. A lot of people, if you think people think I'm getting these fights because I'm rushing to try to get to the top. No, it's just
Mhm.
I know that, you know what I'm saying, the experience is the best teacher. I'm gonna take my time and keep building up my record, keep fighting guys, and you know what I'm saying, fighting all these different styles, which that's gonna have me prepared for that moment when it's time, so I can be uh WBA or IBF or WBC or WBO champion, you know what I mean? So that's my goal. I'm just taking my time, you know what I'm saying? Grinding, working, staying focused. So right now, my only focus right now is June 28th. Then once I get past June 28th, then we could talk about whatever my
Yeah,
team is doing behind the scenes working. They're doing, you know what I'm saying? They working
mm,
for me, but my only thing is June 28th. I got to put on a great show on ProBox and make people understand that this Mr. Shock is coming to town.
yeah, no doubt. Like Mr. Shark be on the hunt, so hey,
For sure.
when he smells blood, it's over. You know what I'm
So
saying? It's over. It's over.
I tell people all the time, man. Like right now, you meeting Scooter. This is Scooter. It's like Mr. Shark is it's the alternate personality. That's who's between them ropes. You know what I mean? Right now it's Scooter. I'm chilling, I'm laughing, I'm smiling, having a good time. But then when I go in the ring, that's when Mr. Shark turns on. Now it's like, and you don't want to see him because he ain't nice. You see it in his eyes that it's either blood or nothing. You know, he
Hmm.
don't he don't know nothing else. So
Yeah. Yeah, no doubt. I mean, we saw there that last one over at the Entertainment and Sports Arena. It only took under 20 seconds, and then that was
yeah.
it. It was a wrap. You know what I'm saying? It was a
Yeah,
wrap.
man. Man, I
You
got I'm one I believe that I'm one of them fighters that, you know what I'm saying, one shot could do it. All I need is one. I practice on that, I work on that. Like I work on finding the perfect shot because I know and I believe that if I hit you clean, you gonna go. Like I understand that. I believe that with my whole soul. So now I just work on that. You know what I mean? I work
know?
on being able to find that perfect shot, being able to land the one, and working my combinations. Not just trying to be a power puncher. Like I
Right.
have skills, but I understand. I just know that if any of these land flesh clean, you either gonna go or you gonna be hurt. You ain't nobody just gonna eat these and think. You know what I'm saying? They just gonna be walking through it like, no, you feel them. That's how I
Yeah,
feel.
yeah, for sure, for sure. You said, hey, like Adam said, hey, you just take your time and just, like you said, continue to
Yeah.
work on your craft, man. That's pretty much
I'm definitely
this
taking
stuff.
my time, man. I see a lot of these young fighters, you know what I mean, they just trying to get to the top and get a belt and, you know what I'm saying, just not even saying too fast, but too fast for my liking.
Mm,
You know what I mean? For me, I feel like I want to be able to learn the ins and outs of the game. Just become so when it's my time, it's like, yeah, he's been through, he's battle tested, he's war ready. That it's nothing that you're gonna be able to show him that he ain't seen before, and that's my goal. I'm just trying to be able to capture the East Coast, the whole entire East Coast, to be like Mr. Shark, and then I can move to the West Coast. So go, you know what I'm saying, in the Midwest anywhere. Just I really want to become a household name, not just be
mm,
somebody, you know what I'm saying, a celebrity in my city. Like, no, I want to be one of them guys. I strive to try to be the next pay-per-view star. That's really my goal.
word, for sure, for sure. Now, before I let you go up here, let's see if I could get something here from you. As far as like fighters in boxing right now,
Mm-hmm.
pound for pound, could you give me a top five?
That's tough. I'm a boxing enthusiast, man. I love boxing. I love all these different styles. So I don't want to give a top five in an order like I'm ranking them, but
Yeah, no
I'll give you
problem.
five fighters that I like, that I know I like for sure. I definitely love Javante Tank Davis. I definitely love Terrence Bud Crawford. I love Jerron Ennis. I'm definitely a big Canelo fan. And give me one more. Who else do I like? Um, I'm gonna go anyway.
Okay,
I
okay,
love anyway.
that's a
Um,
list right there,
I
man. You
love
got
anyway. Anyway is he's very crafty, and again, he believes that, you know what I'm saying, he can hit you with one shot and you go like, I
mm-hmm,
love explosive fighters.
mm,
And I love explosive and athletic fighters. You know what I'm saying? Because that's the type of fighter I am. Very athletic, very agile. So I can watch how you use your athleticism to be able to generate power and, you know what I'm saying, be able to get away with real slickly, or, you know what I'm saying, be just move around the ring real swift.
mm-hmm.
That's why I love real athletic and explosive power. You know what I'm saying? They are fighters that I try to pattern my game after. Okay.
Gotcha, gotcha.
Mhm.
Like you said, I mean, you got, like Inouye, Boots, Bud Crawford, their Tank, what I'm saying, and all them. That's a great list, basically. That's a great list,
Mhm.
man. So definitely, you could learn a lot, from them as they, already been, very accomplished here in the sport of boxing there. So you got somewhere,
Mhm.
like you said, you got local fighters here that you've been, around and kind of like learning from, and then also, those fighters that you named to kind of like shoot towards being, one of the best in the game here in the future. So we're definitely
Yeah.
looking forward to it. But like you said, Definitely got to take care of business. June 28th,
For sure.
ProBox TV here at the Entertainment and Sports Arena in Washington, D.C.
Yes,
Big
sir.
ups for you joining me here on the Bison Source. We're definitely going
Thank
to
you
be
for
seeing you
having me, for
June
sure. Thank you.
28th. That's right. Deric Scooter Davis here with us, man. Hey, hit us with your social media handles there so folks can follow you if they haven't already.
All my social media is at I am Scooter Davis. I am SCOOTERDAVIS. I am Scooter Davis. For sure.
Yeah.
Make sure you hit me for merch, tickets, anything you need. You just want to talk, you want to be able to get some advice, just hit me, man. I'm one of them guys that are just going to hit you back, be able to talk to you, have a good conversation with you. For sure.
Yeah, no doubt, no doubt. So big thanks here for joining us here at the Bison Source here. That's right. He's ready to go 4-0 with
Oh,
4
no.
KOs,
Yes,
right?
sir. Yes,
Deric
sir.
Scooter Davis, man. Big thanks for you to join us here.
Thank you. I appreciate you for having me.
Yeah, no doubt, no doubt.
Okay.
So, man, that's going to be something there, man. We got, of course, a great show here coming up June 28th, Entertainment and Sports Arena in Washington, D.C. Once again, I said you can get tickets there right now, at least for now, through teamnoexcuse.com/boxing. And be on the lookout for Lamont Roach Jr. to post that code for y'all to get a discount there on tickets here. Of course, he is on social media at one of one X, like ONEOF, and then the number one, and then X, right? So you'll be able to follow Lamont Roach Jr. there and be able to take advantage of that discount code that he's going to have there for tickets for y'all to join us here at the Entertainment and Sports Arena on Friday, June 28th. And of course, you got there Deric Scooter Davis. That'll be part of this card as well, looking to go 4-0 there in his professional career. But, just going to go over the entire card there. Of course, they're from ProBox Promotions, also with No Excuse Promotions, presented by No Excuse Promotions. Of course, headlining WBO Super Featherweight Championship fight, Lamont Roach Jr. versus Feargal McCrory. There, you're also going to have in the super middleweight division, Lester Martinez going up against Carlos Gongora. I think, what was it? Carlos Gongora was like the IBO champion there at super middleweight at one point. You're also going to have Rihanna Rios versus Mary Romero as part of this card. And like I said, Deric Davis is going to be included on this card as well. You're going to have Jordan Roach, the brother of Lamont Roach Jr., having his pro debut on this particular card. So you'll be sure to check that out. You're also going to have Benjamin Johnson, decorated amateur there, having his pro debut on this card as well. You're also going to have Greg Shooter Outlaw be part of this card. Looks like he's going up against Isidro Curiel, and you're going to have Eric Hernandez versus Jonathan Godoy, and Alex Delmagani versus Renee Giron. They're part of this ProBox TV card there with No Excuse Promotions, Friday, June 28th at the Entertainment and Sports Arena in Washington, D.C. Thanks to there, Adam Hurley. There, like I said, you were able to catch Lamont Roach Jr. and Deric Scooter Davis here with us. Big thanks for both of them for taking the time to speak with us here at the Bison Source there as they are continuously preparing for their fights coming up on June 28th. But that is like one section there for the Boxing Source podcast. Man, we got of course much more here that we're going to be talking about. As we had the weekend's action there. Of course, we had fights on Friday night and then on Saturday night there. So we're definitely gonna see if we can touch those. We had, of course, the thing there with Adrien Broner versus Blair the Flair Cobbs. You also had Xander Zayas on Saturday night at the theater at Madison Square Garden. There, he was able to have a performance of sorts there against former world champion Patrick Teixeira. He was able to get a unanimous decision victory over Patrick Teixeira. Some felt like it was maybe a learning experience of sorts there with him going up against Teixeira. That was a southpaw, and there were a couple of things there that he wanted to work on and wanted to improve on there against a veteran in Teixeira who was moving around the ring a lot. He was moving around the ring a lot there over the course of those rounds there, and with that being like his first time that he went through the full 10 rounds, that was a learning experience, to say the least, there for Xander Zayas. And for him, he's definitely been coming up on the ranks there at the 154-pound division. And so him getting this win was really key for him to build up his level of experience and to kind of see where he's at there at super welterweight, because we already know what's going on with around the top part of the super welterweight division. But what will we have here for Xander Zayas, particularly with him being in top rank? Like, who else will they have there lined up for him? Now, one person that was mentioned is a recent signee for Top Rank, right? And that's Vito Mielnicki Jr. So yeah, Vito Mielnicki Jr. Has been fairly active there in the 154-pound division and recently signed with Top Rank. And you had like a brief conversation there with Vito Mielnicki Jr. There on the ESPN telecast there, but hopefully we may have Vito Mielnicki Jr. on here on the Boxing Source channel here later this week, seeing if we could try to get him on for Tuesday evening. So you can just be on the lookout Tuesday evening to see if we'll have Vito Mielnicki Jr. on, and we'll speak with Vito Mielnicki Jr. As far as like him signing with Top Rank and his standing there in the 154-pound division and whatnot. But outside of that, it's gonna be, like I said, it's a lot of activity there at 154. We know what's gonna be happening on August 3rd with Terrence Crawford there against Israel Madrimov. We could have had Virgil Ortiz Jr. versus Tim Tszyu at 154, but Tim Tszyu didn't get cleared to fight for August 3rd there. And we have that news about seeing what's going on with Errol Spence, as he is being slated to face Sebastian Fundora there. So a number of top fights there in the 154-pound division there, and you still have contenders out there, like Erickson Lubin is out there. You still have Jesus Ramos Jr. there at the 154-pound division as well. So that's definitely a stacked division, no doubt, there at 154. So having young guys there like Xander Zayas and Vito Mielnicki will add to the depth there of the super welterweight division. Now as far as like the card itself, man, on ESPN Plus. Now I know what was on the last telecast or something like that, or last podcast, where we were talking about the fight card that was over in Saudi Arabia there with that Matchroom versus Queensberry 5v5, and I said, hey man, we got to do something about these fight cards being 6 hours, right? Now I know that they've kind of done this for a while here with Top Rank and being on ESPN Plus, but the main card that was on ESPN was at 11 o'clock Eastern time. Like, man, what are we doing? Like I'm being honest. What are we doing? 11 o'clock Eastern time for these fights, and this is over in New York City. Okay, that whole event pretty much didn't end until like 12:30 a.m. Well, 12:45 or something like that Eastern time, man. Like, yo, hey, listen, I might be getting up there in age, but come on, man, we got to do something. We got to do something, man. Like this is getting pretty bothersome, so to speak, right? We got to figure out a way to condense the time for these cards, okay? Like I said, I mean, you get these guys ready. We should be waiting like 30 to 45 minutes in between fights, okay? Maybe about 10 to 15 minutes at the most. See how much time you have for like commercials, whatever it is, and just have the next fight going. Like, come on, like we could get these cards moving, man. We can get these cards moving. You know what I'm saying? Oh shoot, man. Tip, what's up with Tip, man? Tip Bayless in the building, man. Yeah, I guess you got in late, man. You missed out. There we had Lamont Roach Jr. and Deric Davis on. There, man. I don't know, man. I guess even hitting the notification bell here on YouTube, it still won't even get folks going. Sometimes I don't know. I mean, sometimes it works for me in a sense with some of the channels that I be subscribed to. But I guess it didn't get you through as far as like being on there on the time for when we had the WBA super featherweight champion Lamont Roach Jr. and of course undefeated fighter there lightweight Deric Davis, currently 3-0, going to 4-0. We're planning to go to 4-0 on that fight card on June 28th. So yeah, you will have to go back here for the after the live is over to catch the conversations there, man. And yeah, like Adam already said, man, Lamar Roach and Scooter Davis there, yeah, great people, man. So y'all be sure to follow them on social media. Like I said, 101 time or 101X there for Lamont Roach Jr. and I am Scooter Davis there for Deric Davis. Y'all be able to follow them on social media as they prepare for their fights coming up on June 28th. Now, yeah, back on the joint there real quick with that top rank card. You also had Bruce Carrington on there against Brian DeGracia there in the featherweight division. Carrington is like has a couple of, I think it was like minor titles there at the featherweight division, like the WBO Intercontinental Featherweight title and the NABF featherweight title there. But he was able to showcase his skills there against Brian DeGracia. As a co-feature bout, he was building up a good following there. Of course, being there in the featherweight division, looking to maybe see if he could eventually challenge for a world title there at 126 pounds. There he's currently ranked number 4 in the WBO there with Rafael Espinoza as the current champion. Of course, Espinoza defeated Robeisy Ramirez in one of those Fight of the Year candidates last year. And I think Espinoza has an upcoming title defense here in the next few weeks or so. So we'll see what happens here with Espinoza. But with Bruce Carrington, he's definitely, getting a lot of momentum. A lot of people like him a lot. I don't know, for some reason, they kind of like tied his name there with Naoya Inoue because, he, wants to aspire to, eventually face Naoya Inoue. There, of course, Inoue is the undisputed champion at 122 pounds. And, well, we got to see what happens with that because Inoue, is planning to, stick at 122 or stay at 122 here for at least a couple of fights. So we got to see what happens there, with that. We also had one guy at 122 that I spoke with a couple of weeks ago, Elijah Pierce, that is, chomping at the bit to try to have an opportunity there against Naoya Inoue. He also has a fight coming up on June 28th as well over in Atlanta. So we're going to have a lot of action there that particular weekend, June 28th. We'll have, of course, I'll be over at the fights here in Washington, D.C. There, but you'll be able to watch that ProBox TV or watch what is it, OTX Boxing, I think it is. It'll be OTX 8 there on the zone there. So definitely you'll have a number of fighters that you'll be able to watch there for that particular day. But going back to the thing there with Bruce Carrington, he was able to have a good showing of offense and defense over the course of those rounds that he had against DeGracia. Was able to finally get the finish there against DeGracia and get that stoppage. So he's had 2 consecutive fights there at the theater in Madison Square Garden. I was at the last one in February where he knocked out Bernard Torres clean out there. So he's definitely becoming a really, really good fighter there at the 126-pound division. So definitely want to see more of him here in the near future. They're probably going to set him up in Top Rank to have some more fights. Probably I'd say 1 or 2 more fights here before the end of the year is done for Bruce Carrington, because they really like to have him there as far as like being featured on the Top Rank cards. You also had Tiger Johnson on the card there, getting a unanimous decision win. Jahad Tucker getting a unanimous decision win. Facio Falcone getting unanimous decision win. Good number of unanimous decision wins that were part of this Top Rank card that did happen yesterday there. So if y'all had like ESPN Plus or whatever it is, then you'll be able to catch the replay there of that particular fight card. Yeah, Adam Hurley, June 28th is a really busy day there for boxing there. So you definitely could, like I said, got the thing there on ProBox TV. And then you got your stuff there with the Zone and OTX Overtime Boxing there for y'all to go ahead and enjoy. So it'll be a very, very eventful weekend there for that. So yeah. But that's the joint that I had for what down real quick at the Madison Square Garden Theater there. Like I said, it's a good little venue to have these fights. I've been in there a few times to watch a number of fights over the years, and it's good to kind of have that outside of the main arena there at Madison Square Garden. So I thought that was a good little atmosphere there to have these fights in. Top Rank really likes to have those fights there at that theater in Madison Square Garden. You've seen a number of notable fights there within that particular venue, so you do have that. Now I wanted to get into, of course, what was going down on Friday night. I'm gonna get at it. We had it, the WBC People's Championship fight. The WBC People's Champion. Come on, man. We just coming up with names for titles, man. The People's Championship. Come on, man. Of course, with Blair Cobbs being Blair the Flair, now you want to attach the People's Championship to this? Okay, yeah. But yeah, Blair Cobbs, Adrien Broner. Of course, Adrien Broner, 4-division world champion. Had been in the ring, what was it, last year against Bill Hutchinson, right? Was able to get a unanimous decision win in that one. Blair Cobbs hadn't really been in the ring for 2 years after his win against Maurice Hooker, right? And he was coming off of the loss to Alexis Rocha, where, it ended up being a stoppage loss stoppage loss to Alexis Rocha in March of 2022. So he ain't really been in the ring since then. And, a number of people were saying, okay, with Adrien Broner, if he don't get through this, man, it's pretty much like a wrap for him, right? And, the thing about it is, going into that fight, a number of people were, leaning towards Blair Cobbs as the favorite, and he was the betting favorite going into this fight. But you of course you still have fans of Adrien Broner saying, "Hey man, listen, he's still Adrien Broner. He still has that background. As long as he is able to be active enough, he'll be able to get through this particular bout and get a win." But pretty much within the first round, going into the second, you kind of seeing the signs of nah, he just don't have it, right? Because you saw Adrien Broner go in there with the pretty much the counter-punching style, right? And not only with the counter-punching style and the high guard, pretty much the high guard, he pretty much opened his body to get hit. And so Blair Cobbs pretty much established the tone of the fight by just being able to be active with the jab and go to the body. And Broner was just, just coming forward, walking forward with a high guard. And all Blair Cobbs had to do was just score points for the majority of the time there and stay within his range. And that's what he was doing. Shout out Mike Gomez said, or what he says, Blair Cobbs will not beat Broner's last 5 opponents. Man, hey man, that'd be something, man. Well, I don't know, man. I don't know. I would favor Blair Cobbs against Bill Hutchinson. Giovanni Santiago. I don't know. Man. I don't know. Giovanni Santiago. We definitely know he ain't beat no Manny Pacquiao. And now Manny Pacquiao is planning on getting back in the ring. Yo, that's crazy. 45 years old. He's planning on getting back in the ring. He's what he got, an exhibition. They said he lining up here an exhibition with a guy that's fighting out of Rizin, R-A-Z-I-N. And then they're saying, hey, maybe he could face Mario Barrios for either the WBC interim or the full title there at welterweight. Man, that'd be crazy if Manny Pacquiao comes back and he fights Mario Barrios. That would be, that would be something, man. But back to the whole thing with Blair the Flair Cobbs. To me, it looked like he was the one that was the more active fighter because he was very fluent in what he was doing there in the ring. It was like his movement, his foot movement, his jabs. He was throwing combinations there while, Broner was just, waiting on if he was able to get within range and just wait and be a counterpuncher coming forward. And, for me, like if you're going to be like a counterpuncher, either you're going to be, you can be stationary, but you're going to have like some type of hand movement, foot or head movement or something like that, slip, catch and slip or something like that. Not have a high guard, because with a high guard, all you're doing is basically seeing if you're able to have the punches hit you. There's spots, like I said, the body, if they have the range, they could, still go right through in between the high guard and hit you right in the middle. Or, like I said, if they have the reach and be able to do a long hook, they'll be able to hook over that or around that. You know what I'm saying? What he says, Regis Prograis would beat Blair Cobbs. Regis Prograis. Ooh. Why am I stuck? Regis Prograis should beat Blair Cobbs, but here's the thing, though, right? I'll go through that real quick, right? Prograis has been there, of course, for a good little minute, over there at 140 pounds, right? So him going up against Blair Cobbs, who's been a guy that's been at 147 for pretty much his whole career, basically. I don't know. I don't know. So saying that Regis Prograis will beat Blair Cobbs, I don't know. I kind of get what you're saying though, because you're like, okay, this is Blair Cobbs. Like you've seen Blair Cobbs in the ring, right? And you're saying like a guy with this type of style should not be able to compete with like a high level fighter within his division. He shouldn't be able to, right? But I mean, he like up to this particular point, what is he now? 17-1-1. Only has that stoppage loss to Alexis Rocha, who lost to Giovanni Santillan, who just got knocked out by Brian Norman Jr. So, I mean, hey, that kind of like would see where he's at this particular instance. But back to the thing here with the fight, like he was able to establish the jab early against Adrien Broner and then work off of that with, 2 and 3 punch combinations. And with Broner, like if he don't have that timing down and he ain't able to, get to you, that's a huge problem there for Adrien Broner, right? So you kind of like seen that early in the fight there, where with Blair Cobbs being a southpaw, he was able to catch Broner, with the left hand, and in the second round, he was able to land that left hand square down the middle to send Broner back and down to the canvas. And once I saw that, I was like, what? Yeah, this is not going to be good for Broner, And all we saw, over the course of those rounds was just, Blair Cobbs being able to outbox Adrien Broner. Like he was, like I said, throwing a jab, moving around or moving away from Adrien Broner until round 7 or 8 or whatever it was, where you saw that Broner's style of having a high guard and coming forward. Now he was starting to throw punches back, and when he was throwing punches back, he was able to land more significant shots on Blair Cobbs, but nothing to really phase Blair Cobbs. Nothing to kind of like shift the fight back in his favor there without scoring a knockdown by the 8th or 9th round. So when it came to the 10th round, it was just like, hey, either you got to go in there and you got to get a knockout to win, and you didn't necessarily see that. Now like I said, he was able to give more of an effort there in the second half of the fight, but it wasn't enough. It wasn't enough there, and you had Blair Cobbs getting a unanimous decision win there, and it was what it was, like 97 to 92 or something like that. I don't know. 97-92 and 97-91 was one scorecard, and a couple scorecards was like 96-93 or something. Like it made it like closer than it actually was there, but it was still Blair Cobbs as the winner there. And listen, man, a lot of people were reacting to it, saying that, man, this can't be Broner. Like it's a wrap for him and that type of thing. And I know we've had comments there from his coaches that he had for this one. Of course, he was with Kevin Cunningham for a while, but then switched over to be with Coach Calvin Ford and Coach Kenny Ellis there. And of course, Coach Calvin Ford had some things to say there, reference to Adrien Broner and how hard he was working towards this particular fight. But I mean, even with that, like it still wasn't enough. Like Broner, lost a tooth. He lost his front tooth. Where he fractured his elbow, in the fight, whatever it was. But I just don't see where he fits in at this particular point of his career, man. Like I wouldn't. Like I don't see where he would match up with anybody at this point to kind of like garner any more interest. Like who would you put Broner up against at this point of his career? Rolly Romero? No, he ain't put him up against Rolly Romero. Like why would we even do that? And of course, like the thing was, it's like some people felt like he was coming down from a fairly high weight, so to speak, to get to 147 pounds. But that's the thing about it is, if you gotta be able to work a good amount to get down to the 147 pounds or whatever it is, you're not really focusing more on the craft within the ring. So maybe that was a factor there for Adrien Broner. But yeah, but even with that, it kind of like just says, I guess how a lot of people feel about Blair Cobbs. Because Blair Cobbs, even with Blair Cobbs, right? Blair Cobbs, yeah, he does have 19 professional fights, right? But he's there at 34 years old. He is the same age. He's about the same age as Adrien Broner is, but Broner has been able to do what he's done in those multiple weight classes, right? So here you got Blair Cobbs has been at 147 pounds, but he didn't start his pro career until mad late. So now at before, like, what is he, what is he going to be able to do here from this point forward? After getting this win against Adrien Broner. Now we had like one report that came out from Mike Coppinger that said that Blair Cobbs could be a potential opponent for Jaron Boots Ennis next month, July 13th in Philadelphia, since Boots Ennis is not able to fight Cody Crowley because Cody Crowley was not cleared to fight due to an injury to his eye. Yeah, Blair Cobbs getting in there. Yeah, nah, yeah. Hey, shout out to the visit. Yeah, L 741L. Yeah, ain't no way, dog. Ain't no way that Blair Cobbs could come on for that and he'd be in there for for the fight against Bruce Ennis. Man, oh man, nah. I was just looking at something, man. They put up Blair Cobbs looking like Ice. What they say, Ice T. Blair Cobbs looking like Ice T. Come on, y'all. Come on. What are we doing, man? Yeah, man. It would be a ridiculous mismatch. Definitely a ridiculous mismatch. Yeah, man. I don't see how they would be able to prove it. But I mean, even with that fight card, man, like July 13th there over at the Wells Fargo Center in Philadelphia. I mean, they got a good amount of ticket sales for that fight card. So they still want to have that, have that thing go down, man, because you have a lot of people that were interested in seeing Boots in this fight there in Philadelphia defending that IBF welterweight title. So, but Blair Cobbs turning around from this to be included in that card, nah, they ain't happening. They ain't happening. Who would I say, man? I thought it would be Gabriel Valenzuela as a potential opponent there for Boots Ennis, or it'll be David Evansian. I've heard David Evansian could be the opponent as well, or maybe Shakram Giasov as opponent. So I don't know. Maybe they'll say David Evansian will be the opponent there for Boots Ennis, but yeah, they're gonna find a. They're gonna find a no, hell no, definitely not. Blair Cobbs versus Clarissa, no. I mean, we just come on, y'all. We just had Clarissa's promoter there, of course, Demetrius Salida Promotions on here. Of course, we got Clarissa Shields that will be going for the WBC heavyweight title as she headlines a fight card in the Little Caesars Arena in Detroit. So she's going to be there. What is it? July 27th, right? Going up against Vanessa Jones. That'll be for the WBC heavyweight title. So come on, man. Why are we gonna have Blair Cobbs against Clarissa Shields? What are we doing? Yeah, man. 147 pounds. I don't know, man. Welterweight division. Yeah, it doesn't have the star power that it used to have there for a good little minute. You had there the champions: Keith Thurman, Sean Porter, Errol Spence, Danny Garcia, Terrence Crawford. Good amount of names. Your Dennis Ugas was, out there, too. Manny Pacquiao, still, did this thing there, had the win over Keith Thurman and ended up losing to your Dennis Ugas. So 147 had been like a glamour division for over a decade. But right now, given what's out there, we don't really have, I guess, that star power at this particular point. I mean, you look at the world champions now, you got Boots Ennis there, IBF champion. I did mention the thing there with Mario Barrios for the WBC, right? You have the WBA there, Iamana Stanionis, that could, eventually be the WBA champion there, and Brian Norman Jr., who, like I said, mentioned, defeated Giovanni Santillan over in San Diego or something like that, to become right now the WBO interim champ there at welterweight, but he'll eventually be elevated to full champ there, man. Yeah, Keith Thurman with Joe Blair Cobbs, of course. Even at this particular point, man, whether he's injured or not or anything like that, like he would, yeah, I got Keith Thurman winning that, But back to the thing there with Broner, man. Like I said, I mean, he's been a 4 division champ, but now it's like, okay, you've lost 3 of your last 6 fights. What a record of 2 wins, 3 losses, and 1 draw since 2017, right? And having your win over Adrien Granados back in February of 2017. So ever since then, it's been a losing record pretty much. So I don't see where else he could go at this particular point. I just don't. So it's like, man, it may end up being a wrap for him. I know that he's still been active on the thing there with the social medias and whatnot, but he's going to be nursing his injury there. But I don't know, like how would they be able to match him up with somebody at this particular point of his career, especially with him being there with Don King Promotions right now? Like, come on, man. And I'll talk about the whole thing with the whole Don King Promotions joint here in a bit. It's Matt Gomez here on the live chat said, "Hey, Dimitri, your Dennis Ugas would be a good test for Blair Cobbs. That would be a bad matchup. Or Ugas, if he's at the top of his game, that would be a terrible matchup for Blair Cobbs. Terrible matchup. Like he might end up getting really, really embarrassed there if he fought your Dennis Ugas, man. But shoot, both of those guys are up there, man. Like Ugas is there at 37, and Blair Cobbs, like I said, is there at 34. You had Ugas' last fight last year against Mario Barrios, where Barrios just outboxed him, outclassed him. Scored 2 knockdowns against your Dennis Ugas there. So I don't know, man. Like, hey, Ugas, man, dude, I don't know if he's been the same since that beat down by Errol Spence Jr., man. I don't know. Well, we'll see, man. We'll see. But yeah, on the thing there with Broner, I don't see what other path he has at this particular point there with Don King. And Don King, man, if Don King was just standing there, man, I don't know if he knew what was going on. Just be real. I don't know if he knew what was going on, man. Like, how you gotta have a introduction out there with Rick Ross and about like 20 to 25 people going up in the ring there with Adrien Broner or something like that. I'm like, man, yeah, it was crazy. It was crazy. But yeah, it almost just seemed like that particular fight just had a result there with Blair Cobbs, just getting a decision win, and it just seemed like it was uneventful of sorts. Even though it was like something where Blair Cobbs got a clear win, it was, just like uneventful, man. So, and it didn't really move the needle on the side of like Blair Cobbs to say like, hey, okay, he's gonna be a serious contender there in the welterweight division. Yeah, I don't know about all that, but the crazy thing about this was, right, going into this fight, Adrien Broner was ranked at 10 in the WBA rankings at welterweight. He was ranked in the WBA rankings at number 10. So that's wild. That's wild. So you might end up having Blair Cobbs be in the welterweight rankings there by the end of this month by the WBA. That would be crazy. That'd be crazy. But yeah, that was that thing there with the main event. You also had in the heavyweight division Michael Hunter versus Cassius Chaney. Michael Hunter getting a unanimous decision win, and it just almost seemed like Cassius Chaney was just there just to show up, which is crazy because in his last fight that Chaney had against Trevor Bryan, he was able to get a stoppage victory in that, where it almost seemed like he was the one that was just out boxing and out hustling Trevor Bryan. And then on the flip, you got Michael Hunter coming in here, and he's the one that's like, out boxing and out hustling Cassius Chaney, and Chaney wasn't doing anything at all, man. Like anything at all. Oh, real quick, hold up. Wait a second. Montana Love versus Blair Cobbs. I don't know. Man. I don't know if we're gonna see Montana Love for a good little while. Just to be honest with you, after he got knocked out. And Montana Love is right there at 140 pounds. So I don't see him going up to 147 like that. So man, you gotta you gotta see what's up with all that though, man. Cause I don't know like where Montana Love is gonna be able to fit in the game, regardless if it's at 147 pounds or at 140. Like I said, he got knocked out by Liam Perro in his last bout at 140, and you got Liam Perro as about to go up for the IBF title there at 140 pounds against Subriel Matias. What was it, over in Puerto Rico on Saturday? So Montana Love against Blair Cobbs at 147. I don't see that either. I don't see that either. Back to the joint there. Like I said, Cassius Chaney, man, like he just looked like he showed up just to show up. He only threw like 1 or 2 punches around, man. That's what it looked like. He threw like 1 or 2 punches around there against Michael Hunter. And the thing with Michael Hunter was he was just doing work to the body and coming back up and whatnot, and couldn't really finish off Cassius Chaney there. But like I said, he was able to get this win there. Of course, he was a competitor there at the cruiserweight division, now being a competitor here at the heavyweight division. And this thing here, man, you had Cassius Chaney ranked at number 7 in the WBA, and Michael Hunter was rated at number 8 in the WBA. So, hey, I mean, Michael Hunter will be able to go up in those WBA rankings. He said that he would like another shot at Alexander Usyk here in the heavyweight division. Of course, Usyk is the undisputed, heavyweight champion there. But I don't know about if that's going to throw out there, man. He said, you feel Blair Cobbs should get a big name? Nah. Like I said, man, you had Broner there in the WBA rankings at 147 pounds. With Blair Cobbs getting this win, he might be able to get in there, man, right? So like who would he who would the thing would be like, who would be the fighter that you would put Blair Cobbs in there? I don't know, man. I can't even, like I said, I mean, like what was mentioned before, like the 147 pound division, man, ain't looking too hot, So what names are out there? Conor Benn, maybe Conor Benn, Conor Benn versus Blair Cobbs, like. Are we gonna actually do something like that? Conor Benn versus Blair Cobbs at 147 pounds? Nah, I don't see it. Yeah, someone's try to hit up Eddie Hearn of their Matchroom Boxing and say, hey, what about a fight between Conor Benn and Blair Cobbs? Like, how would he feel about that? Like, come on. I don't even see that. So, like, what other names could you come up with? They're 147 pounds for Blair Cobbs. Like, I don't have anything. Like, I know, like, you ain't gonna put him up there against Brian Norman Jr. You ain't gonna do that. I know somebody, but I do know somebody that, hey, after seeing what happened last night, said, hey, he would want a piece of it, and that is our guy Jaleel Major Hackett. Of course, Jaleel Hackett has his fight coming up July 13th in Philadelphia, but he said, hey, man, After that, hey man, let me go ahead and get a piece of Blair Cobbs. You know what I'm saying? Jack Catterall. I mean, Jack Catterall there at 140 pounds. He had that win against Josh Taylor. You know, if he's gonna, try to camp in at 147, like really, I'm like, yeah, I don't see it. Yeah, I don't see it. I mean, I think Jack Catterall is going to try to continue his career at 140 pounds. So, like him and Blair Cobbs, nah, that ain't it either. That ain't it either. You feel me? So yeah, I don't know. Maybe come up with some other ideas, man. But shoot, what he said, Regis Progress. If Regis Progress came up from 140 to 147, maybe that would be it. But yeah, outside of that, I really don't see a matchup that looks any good out there for Bear Cobbs. Just being real. Just being real. But yeah, that was like mainly what was going on there with that particular fight card that was on Friday night too. So you did have that action there. Like I said, Broner losing to Blair Cobbs, Michael Hunter getting a decision win over Cassius Chaney. All them other fights, like I wasn't really all too interested in those other fights that they had on that card. Just being straight up. But with that being said, man, like I said, we had a great show here. We're gonna be back at it with the midweek report on Wednesday, 7:30 p.m. Eastern time, where we're going to be doing a preview of the Tank Davis versus Frank Martin fight card coming up Saturday, June 15th. Las Vegas, MGM Grand Garden Arena. It is a great card, a stacked card there where you're going to have, about 8 fights there. Of course, you got 4 fights on the pay-per-view. You're going to have, a great schedule there. 4 more fights that'll be on YouTube there for Premier Boxing Champions. So we're definitely looking forward to that fight card. What I said about it should be about 4 fights there on that YouTube portion of the card, but you might have a little bit more on there. I think they got this thing pretty much filled up. You got Mark Mixayo versus Eduardo Ramirez, Roman Villa versus Ricardo Salas, Elijah Garcia versus Kyron Davis. Will be part of that YouTube portion of the card, man. So definitely looking forward to that. Oh man, I need to hit up Coach Kenny Ellis, man. You got Mia Killer B will be on this fight card there in the MGM Grand Garden Arena. So yeah, man, we gotta hear from Coach Kenny Ellis, man. He said, who do I got versus Tank versus Frank? Like I said, you'll be able to find out on the midweek report Wednesday, 7:30 p.m. Eastern time, man. I'll be able to break it all down for you. If Matt says a Frank by unanimous decision or Devontae by knockout. So we got it, either Frank, he says if Frank's gonna win, it's gonna be by unanimous decision or by or knockout by Tank Davis. If you could catch what Gary Antoine Russell said about the fight. We do have the conversation with Gary Antoine Russell that's on the YouTube page there, so you'll be able to catch that here as well. But we got a very, very busy schedule here on the Boxing Source. Like I said, we're gonna see if we could get Vito Milnicki Jr. on this week. We'll have the midweek report on Wednesday, and then on Sunday we'll be able to have the Boxing Source podcast to analyze what goes down with that card at the MGM Grand Garden Arena in Las Vegas on the 15th. So we'll see what happens with that. Big thanks for everyone that's joining in live. Be sure to hit the like button and to share this. Like I said, within the first section of this particular show, we had a great conversation with the WBA super featherweight champion Lamont Roach Jr. And we also had the unbeaten Deric Scooter Davis on here with us as they prepare for their fights on June 28th. Once again, Entertainment and Sports Arena, Washington, D.C., ProBox TV. Y'all be sure to check that out. But that's it here for the Boxing Source. Y'all check us out on social media. You see the handles there on the top part here, and then also the website down below. We really appreciate the support here on the Boxing Source. And with that being said, say at the end of every show, Corner Box says hit, not get hit, not to send the trade. On that note, I'm out. That's it. Peace.